My name is Alexandria Shrake. Today we're here with Lisa Stephenson from Energy Safety Canada. You're more than just part of the conference. You're on the executive committee for the Global Energy Show. So what are you most looking forward to this year in 2025?
I think this year is going to be exciting because we're going to be talking about the changes in the energy landscape. We're going to talk about some of the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. So, it's an opportunity to be part of the national dialogue and also to be able to contribute to the development and planning of a really world-class conference.
I think 2025 will present a really dynamic landscape for the energy sector. And folks are really busy. What's the value that Global Energy Show brings to an attendee?
The value will be in the information and the networking that will be available to the conference goer. So as you know, the energy sector is going under change. We know that there's going to be emerging sectors coming out, and the conference is going to talk about these emerging sectors. There's going to be sessions on each one of those emerging sessions. There's leadership roundtables, there's an award show. So, I think it's a really great opportunity for someone to come if they're not aware of what's happening in the energy sector or what's happening in the landscape. That Global Energy Show is a great opportunity to come and find out and really give back into that conversation, be part of that dialogue, find out what innovation and technologies are coming forward, because we are moving forward. And so, people have to really be knowledgeable to keep pace with the rate of change in the energy landscape today.
Totally. I think it seems like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You get to meet a lot of interesting people and then you get to learn something.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And the exhibition show, there's over 500 plus exhibitors this year. And I know we're doing a real concentrated effort on the youth and on the Indigenous peoples as well. So it's a great opportunity to really come and be part of a really world-class show.
So Lisa, you mentioned a really broad reach. So a lot of folks I know come to the show looking for employment opportunities. So given that you're an expert in this space, in energy, what are the most in-demand roles in the energy sector?
That's a really good question. And, with Energy Safety Canada, we really just did a national outlook to 2035 to map out what those skill gaps will be. And we looked at 81 occupations. And our forecast is telling us that the top in-demand occupations will be engineers, plant operators, trades, of course, no shock there, and technicians and technologists.
So those are really important roles across all facets of the energy sector.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And I think when people think of the energy sector, they think of just those roles. But we know that there's lots of supporting roles within the energy sector as well. So when we look at HR and communications, there's policy advisors, educators, trainers. So, there's a job really for everyone in the energy sector.
So some folks say there isn't even an energy transition happening.
Mm-hmm.
Some folks say that it's been happening for years. So in your purview, how is the energy transition impacting careers in energy?
Well, when we say transition, it makes it sound like it's one or the other. And it really isn't.
Not polar.
It's not polar.
Okay,
based on our research, we know that the skills needed today will be required for the skills tomorrow. We know that the established energy sectors will create a majority of the jobs going into the future.
Though you're saying traditional energy sources will continue to dominate, like oil and gas.
They'll still play a major role in the energy landscape going forward, depending on what province you're in. So, again, our national outlook, we broke it down into 4 different Canadian regions. But in Alberta, we know that the established energy sectors will contribute to the majority of the future jobs, with maybe the emerging sectors making up about 8% of new jobs.
So would that be on nothing?
No, and that means that, it's not a sunset industry. And so I think that's what's also really exciting about the conference is that, we can change the narrative, and we really need to really change the narrative with youth. And we want to give them a different perspective that you can have a long, successful, sustainable career in the energy sector, and that, it is a way to give back to your community and to the environment. And, if they don't like what they see or what they hear about the energy sector, will then be the change.
So at Global Energy Show, there's a ton of employers that participate as conference delegates, that have booths, that are speakers. Now, what are some of their greatest challenges when it comes to employment in their sector?
Well, we all know that it's a tight labor market today. So, finding skilled workers is a challenge. But what employers can do is really look at their own workforce and assess the skills that they have in-house and offer upskilling or reskilling. Again, we have lots of information on our website. And they're also going to find lots of information at Global Energy Show as well. But I also think employers have a real opportunity to expand their diversity, equity, and inclusion hiring and retention best policies. Another thing for employers to keep in mind is we know there's going to be a large exit of workers from the energy sector due to retirement. And so when those retired workers leave the energy sector, that will create a skill and knowledge gap. We do know that, over 70,000 workers are set to retire over the next 12 years. So this will leave. And again, this is the opportunity for the youth and some of these underrepresented groups to enter the energy sector so that they can make sure that they retain that corporate knowledge within their own.
Well, thank you so much, Lisa. And thank you to our audience for joining us today on the 5x5 series by Global Energy Show. And I look forward to seeing you there. We look forward to it.
We do.